Welcome in, everyone. We got game 2. I'm going to be professional, and I'm going to do the intro. First game, we don't really have. So, Hardy will basically sum up with some text on screen. Forgive me, but we just came out of another series, and we're catching up to this one. But we've got Team DarkSidE, who's the favorite here. We got Dragonstar on the flank. Or, sorry, no, he's the pocket here. The flank over here would be Stone Please. Stone Please playing as the Way. Pocket is Dragonstar, who's playing as the Saracens. Other flank then is Sizcon, who's playing as the Poles. Against them, we got Steak. Steak is playing as the Malay. On the pocket, we've got King Boo, who's playing as the Hindustanis. And then we've got Fangita, who's playing as the Spanish. These are civs, I would say, is a little bit more typical for a map like Fortress. It is Regicide, so if you lose your king, you're dead. But yeah, this is in the 3v3 tournament, the League Qualifier. Qualifier number 1. And Pub, solid players, you can see by their 1v1 elos at the bottom right. But they are the underdogs. Anyways, I'm going to step away for just a minute. Forgive me. We'll be back. Hopefully no kings will die, and I imagine we'll be into it. Big economies and potentially some strong military on both sides. What do we want to follow, though? We'll follow this king. This king will show you the lay of the land while I'm gone. All right. We are in business, boys and girls. Let's go. So, at this Brazil event, I got to meet a lot of people. Some fans, you know. And it's always a pleasure to get to meet chatters and fans who've watched the stream and come into the game because of the content. And there's reoccurring theme where I will talk about, you know, the meme or you know, maybe it's not a meme, about how people say they always fall asleep to my content, right? One's in chat if you have fallen asleep to any of my content. I already know. I'm not offended anymore because people do. And so, the thing is, this has been touched on, and people always feel the need when they meet me in person to bring up this topic and try and reiterate about how it's not a problem and how it's actually a good thing. Because it's like, it's a comforting vibe that I bring off. But all it ever does is continually reinforce that I put people to sleep. So I'm kind of torn on it. But it's so funny. Because I'll joke back and be like, yeah, but you're just saying that I'm not interesting enough to keep you awake. And they're like, no. And then this one guy, granted, he was probably a couple beers deep, but he was really making an argument for it. He's like, no, but you see, the thing about sleeping, you know? The thing about sleeping is about comfort. And you, T90, you are so comforting. I was like, all right, thanks. Forget that guy's name, but there were a couple of them, to be honest. So weirdly enough, in a Regicide start, you have 150 stone, not 200. So Stone Please already took a trip and got 30. He's going to get 20 more. That tells me he's probably going to boom. And booming against the Spanish could be kind of dangerous. And we've got Castle Age on the way already for Fangita. These players are all really solid in team games. I think they punch above whatever their elo is when it comes to tournaments. They have a lot of experience together. They should have really good game plans. Where they're going to struggle is like deviating from that. You know, if things go wrong, just like adapting and whatnot. But I think lower confidence players might try the Karambit Ram push over here. But with the stone coming in, I think that Steak is making it pretty clear he's going to boom. Sizcon going to boom as well, it seems. So I fall asleep watching your streams a lot, but then again, you start streaming at midnight for me. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, at the end of the day, I want a viewer to be there a lot, right? And if a certain percentage of people are not actively listening because they've fallen asleep, I guess it doesn't really make a difference to me. I guess it still pays the bills. I don't know. It gets the job done. And there's the second TC from SysCon. But just don't tell me, right? Like, you could fall asleep, but you don't need to tell me. Because then I have the knowledge, and then I second guess it, you know? I thought we had something real. But I've had people legitimately tell me that they've replaced their sleeping medication with my videos. And it was an American as well. So you know how expensive that medication was. I was like, damn. No wonder this guy's subscribing. Tier 2, no problem. Boom, big boom here from Boo. He's going for second and third TC. Here we've got a second TC. Potentially a third, but we're going to have Conquistadors be the main priority in production. The way his Vil count should be absolutely insane, right? Because you get additional Vils for every eco upgrade. And we're also seeing the immediate town centers. Does anyone know how well Tiger Cav do against Conquistadors? Well, Stone, please. Let's do an APM check on Stone, please. Let's see how fast this guy's been. Casually averaging 88 military, even though he has only had his scout. Fastest player in AoE, by the way, if you didn't know that. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. Also, Dragonstar is kind of notorious for being one of the slowest players at high-level AoE, and he's just blah, 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 taking his time. It's a funny combination to have those two together. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how Kongs do against Tiger Cav, but if you're making Conquistadors, you kind of want some type of payoff. It's 30 villagers against 35 already. And that's about to be like a 10 villager gap. The Stone Please will have Wheelbarrow, and he's getting an additional Vil from that. I like how active SysCon has been. I wonder if SysCon will go for a boom into Slot the Privilege, into a lot of Cavalier spam for map control. I wouldn't hate that, because I think it would give Dragonstar time. I think if Dragonstar can get to a bunch of Mamelukes, it could be very strong. Then again, I think Imperial Camel's probably even stronger than Mameluke. At least it's easier to get there. And here go the Conquistadors. There's also a Petard. Just one Petard. One Petard's interesting because you need 2 to take down the wall. So that tells me he's planning on making another one. There he goes. When we were in Brazil, we had to carry some supplies into the LAN venue. And this is pretty much what it looked like to watch Dave. Not quite as buff. Not quite as bald as this guy. But yeah, that it also wasn't a barrel. It was a box. He didn't hold anything in his right and left hand. But, you know, as the Conquistadors come in this way, that's basically Dave. Yeah, minus the explosions, minus the cost, minus the 25 attack. A little bit more than 50 HP. Why are we moving with 1 Petard, though? Don't you need 2 to take down the wall? I guess if you do enough damage with your conks on 1 piece of wall, then maybe you can get through the rest. And he's looking for vulnerabilities. That Petard's walking a long way. Kings are all moving, by the way. Kings are all moving into castles right now. That's definitely a team discussion. And we see a signal from Steak. I think Steak's saying, like, hey, attack over here, dude. This is a good spot. And I think Stone Please just saw that. He definitely just saw that. He's signaling and he's chasing that down. That's Dave. Yep. There he goes. This is taking some real time. Honestly, the eco for purple's not bad as well. It's not like he's all in. There goes the Petard. Now the conks start to attack a piece of wall ahead of time. That's the one the Petard's going to hit. Is this all just mind games? I really don't think they're going to get through unless he's committing to a piece of wall. Okay, now he's doing it. Yeah. So you attack it enough and then the Petard takes it the rest of the way. I don't know if SysCon's expecting any pressure here. And I don't know if he's going to be in time. I think the communication's been there. So for him to get some towers down. And maybe to consider the guard tower upgrade. A couple of Jean Bays are out here from Stone Police. So Stone Police is going to start to catch out the conquistadors as they move across the map. I'm guessing he's done the math. Also, somehow King Boo got in there with his scout. Don't ask me how. But King Boo's in there, and King Boo's going to lose the scout. Dude, you're a petard. Commit to something with your life, bro. This guy's walked around the whole planet. This is crazy. He's got 14 conks. They need to go somewhere. But maybe it's all mind games here. Maybe it's all a distraction. The whole game is dominated by this one petard. And they're all going to think it's 2, which would break them into the base, but it's not. It's only 1. I think he meant to make 2, and now he can't really do anything. That's pretty menacing, though, not going to lie. That's pretty menacing. I love it. And it has commanded a reaction. We do have the Jean Bays on the way. Ballistics is on the way. Thing is, no bloodlines on the Jean Bays, so I don't know how strong they're really going to be here. But it is Stone Please microing them. The Stone Please will get the stable for the Bloodlines upgrade, and he'll keep a close eye on this. We also got Conks on this side, sniping a villager in Dragonstar's base. And, yeah, again, you take this down to like 1,000 HP, I think then the Petard can get you in. He's still not doing it. Meanwhile, is that Imp? Imp for Stone Please. And, okay, Petard died and I missed it, but he made it through, finally. Woo! I could name the Petard if he was still alive, but I don't know. I'm torn on this. We'll see if I end up thinking it was a waste of time. It did really keep a lot of control, which lets the others cook. And I think if there's one thing I could say about Fangita is he's all about his team. He likes to let his team cook. I'm mainly saying that for the memes because I know that these guys might rewatch this cast later. He's all about his team. But the conks are going to go down. Imp Camel's going to be pretty damn strong on the other side from King Boo, who's got more vills than anyone. But I'm wondering, will he be able to save Fangita? Because Fangita's still in Castle Age, not on the way to the Imperial Age. And, sorry, Imp is just on the way now. But if Traction Trebs and Jean Bays push forward, it's going to be a real issue. But, I mean, Dragonstar has not had that easy boom he wanted. He's shown his hand. He's going stable, so he's going to play regular camels, I guess, which is fine. And a signal from Syscon pointing out his scout just died. It's going to be Arbalest here. And we've got Arbalest from Syscon. Now, that's interesting. I guess he's going Arbalest because he's scared of camels, but you wouldn't normally think that Poles would play Arbalest. They can, though. Yeah, I thought these conks were long gone. They're eventually going to die, but look at the stubborn micro. Just gives them some time. Super annoying for Stone Please. Yeah, Stone Please will kill it eventually, but I'm liking this more and more. Big camel number over on this side. Siege Workshops from Stake. They were not expecting Arbalest from Syscon. If that's Knights, the camels can help. But Stake doesn't have his Arbalest upgrade yet, and his Siege Workshops are going to get pushed back, and his Trebs can't push, and that's not what they wanted at all. Only 80 villagers for Fangita, and it's almost 100 villagers for Stone Please. And Stone Please has been an imp for a long time, and will start to send the pressure forward. That was a huge, huge moment there. I would have been surprised by Arb as well, but it's a good choice. Because I think it's kind of brainless to play Cav if you have access to Arbalest when camels are on the other side. You do need a lot of Arbalest, and you're going to need some support from Dragonstar. Dragonstar going for heavy camel. Now, their window here, they don't get Imperial camel like the Hindustanis do. So their window is purely with the extra HP that they have for their regular heavy camels. I think they clearly feel like they have to take the engagement before Imp Camel comes in. So here they go. Nice micro from Syscon. It could be much worse so far. Syscon loves his archer micro, but he gets a little too far forward there. Nice recovery from Stake. Things got a little rough there at the start. But he's got the numbers up. He's dropping more archer ranges. He's got more bombard cannons. It's a lot of camel there. I think you need to wait to engage. You don't engage right now if you're King Boo. You don't engage right now if you're King Boo. You don't engage right now if you're King Boo. He's engaging before Imp Camel. This is like trying to play defense in the 50th minute against Argentina. Play with your attackers in the right way, England. Oh my god. Well, half the fight was taken before Imp Camel. And the pub team is going to regret that. But maybe it's still enough here. There's still enough tankiness there from Dragonstar. Apparently, it's too soon to make that joke. I'm sorry. Yeah, they wanted a big push there. They did not get it. That's not what they wanted out of that engagement. It's tough. He didn't check the exact percentage. I'm sure King Boo knew the upgrade was just about to complete. I don't think Jean Bays really do that well against Heavy Camel, though. Against Imp Camel. So that's actually a positive. Like, that aspect of the army's not really that good. And the other thing you might do is go, like, Tiger Cab. I don't know how good Tiger Cab is either. We do have traction trebs pushing forward. We are going to have big, expansive walls on the side for Stone Police to secure the trade. I mean, I still think it's possible to push this back in time for Stake and King Boo. Still worried about Fangita because he doesn't have a lot of resistance right now to this push, and the traction trebs are going to start to knock on the door. Hackerman, thanks for the 23 months, man. Hi, I'm News in chat. If you too are also new. That was Lane. Paladin's on the way. And again, like, how good are Jean Bays in a team game on their own? I don't know. Maybe Paladin could push this. Now, Paladin doesn't want to get anywhere near the Saracen camels, but that's why you have mobility. And Dragonstar's brought some camels over, though. Some trade is being added. A lot of trade is being added for the pub team. So they're going to have that long-term gold income. So maybe they don't necessarily need to push. The thing is, they don't have the corner, so the trade is not nearly as efficient, though. I guess it is Spanish trade bonus, but I think King Boo might need to send some support to this side. There's just so much more army. Almost 100 more army for DarkSidE. How? I guess because there's 66 Jean Bays. I didn't realize he had so many. Yo, Steven, welcome back, man. Thanks for the 53. Castle's getting pushed in. You kind of need to fight this soon. If you're not going to receive any help, you might as well commit. The thing is, if King Boo leaves this area, they get completely overrun here. So, yeah, he's sending more camels this way. And repairing the castle to holds. Missing out on this gold income kind of hurts right now, because that's probably gold he needs as well as this gold. And here we go. Dragonstar sees it. Do they have the numbers? They'll take the engagement. The camels from Dragonstar are wedged into the front there. That should be really strong. I mean, he's Saracen, so extremely tanky there. Big fight over here as the camels patrol stack into each other. And the Arbs and the bombard cannons are going to be all that remains, but all of Yellow's camels have gone down. We've also got guard towers here from Sizcon. And Stake is going to have to back away. Paladins and camels actually did it over here, though. And Stone Police has to use the stone gates to keep that castle foundation going up. I mean, again, it doesn't really seem like the Jean Bays are that good against these really strong power units. Crazy if he gets his castle up, though. Like, this castle would be so annoying. Because you can't stay underneath this castle if it goes up. What a save from Stone Police. Sick. Populations are close. Towers are starting to creep even further for Sizcon. Close enough where you might want to push the front of the base, take down the castle, take down the production. I just think the numbers of Jean Bay. Like 65 and counting Jean Bay is just so many. Stone Police is even repairing this castle, hoping to keep the castle up. Can they get more military? Like, can Boo get to like 80 camels? Can he delete some vills now? Doesn't look like he has excess resources in anything, but he's got 57 on food, 58 on gold. Or now like 46 on gold, but like 30 of that's trade, which is really good. Dragonstar will go this way. And trade is starting for the DarkSidE team, but there isn't a lot of it right now. They're slowly trickling that in behind. I think they must not expect the enemies trading because they're patrolling the corner. So, like, you just don't assume them to have any trade if they don't have that corner yet. Oh, they broke a hole here. And the traction trebs can actually move in and take purple's treb, which means this castle stays up. Really nice play. And still purple, who doesn't have a lot of trade himself, cannot take that gold. That's so frustrating. Whoops, misclick. He's got like this gold, and I think that's it. Can't take this gold. Big battles over here, man. I think the ARB players have been fairly similar in how they played their role. I like the fortifications, though, that Siscon's added. And I like the way he opened early imp. I think it was very wise. Again, still thinking about holding down the corners. And there goes stake for a market, but good luck trading there. Oh, holy camels. Ton of camels here from King Boo. He's trying to get the patrol stack. And, I mean, it'll work if he gets anywhere near the units here. But at the same time, Castle already has 7 kills. Units are kind of split up around this castle. He will take the traction trebs. I still think maybe Janbei's struggle a little bit. Like, they get completely eaten by these things. But we got units in the trade for Dragonstar. Might start to slowly kill the trade back there. And still, Siscon is like on the doorstep here of being able to push and being able to break the main base of stake. Chat, remind me of Caravanserai, how many civs get it? Is it, what, Persians and Hindustanis? Is that it? You'll see these buildings up. It'll increase the efficiency and the speed of trade. Just those two. Okay, okay. So I think initially it was just Hindustanis, and then with the Persians rework, they gave it to the Persians as well, right? It's pretty cool building. Do you guys remember the bug that I uploaded with the building? It was like, I forget what it was actually, attack speed 2 or something? Another bug I don't know if they fixed is the one with the Saracen monk holding the relic with the healing bonus. That was also another funny bug. They probably didn't fix that because it's such a specific thing. Might need to look into that. Actually, Dragonstar could be doing that right now. It was like double the healing if you had one normal monk and one monk with a relic standing near your army with the unique tech. It's pretty funny. Camels and Arbs are going this way to try and clear up the trade. There's still the occasional annoying unit from Dragonstar in that trade or near the trade. But Stoneplease lost this castle. He has to complete another one now. And they're trying to push towards the middle. I will hand it to Pub. They've held. But I think there's a point where the Paladin player just can't make Paladins anymore because he doesn't have the gold. And I think we're pretty damn close to that point. Meanwhile, 76 Janbeis on the other side. And trade is going to begin as well for Stoneplease. If he has some sling as well, he might be able to produce even without it. Castle's gone down for stake. And stake losing his archer ranges will really hurt as well. He does have some behind, but because they went to the north to try and disrupt the trade. Yeah, in theory, going for a king snipe is an option. Kind of tough to justify when they're just going to see you move out across the map, right? Janbei chasing this down. I still think, and I could be wrong, but I still think that Boo should just be engaging on this. Oh, I guess there's camels there, so maybe not. You'd have to go, like, this way? Maybe there's an overchop for Stoneplease, and you can go for the king in the castle? It's so tough, man. It feels like Pub are slowly going down. I'm really enjoying these games, though. Really fun. I'm hoping we get more than 3 games out of this series, but obviously as the week goes on, the games are going to get more competitive. Yeah. Jean Bays with the Saracen camels on the front. I think there's a lot of chatters who would have gone Mamelukes, and you would have never been able to mask the numbers, and you would have been completely overrun. Regular camels with the Saracens is still more than fine, as we're seeing here. Feels like we're in this weird state where pub is just holding with worse trade. And eventually, that's going to play a role. They're not going to have the gold to reproduce some gold units. And they're going to have some... They're going to run out of steam. They're still trying to reclaim this. Maybe if they could get some castles up here or something, could be good. The trade count's all right. I mean, you got 45 trade for Boo. You have 35 trade for Steak. Spanish player's still struggling. He's starting to make Lycav now, which is a really bad sign. It tells you he doesn't have the golds. Freaking 70 camels, though, for King Boo. Crazy. The hero! Cao is on the way! Stone Please is going to add the hero. What does this one do? There goes Boo trying to patrol stack his way to glory. Oh, God, he gets him! Telling you, man, Jean-Bay are not good here in the late game. I actually think there's an argument to play Halb now. Because you're up against Lycav and Camel. I don't know about Jean-Bay. Where's Cao? Here's Cao, here to join the party. This castle for Stone Please will be temporarily denied. Cao's going to be in there. I think it increases the attack speed of the surrounding units, which I maintain is dumb and shouldn't be in competitive aspect of the game, but they did it anyways, so we'll just leave it. Skirm addition from Steak also indicates that he's probably running out of gold, and he's still slowly losing grounds here. I think all they're waiting for is one big ball of camels to come in and snipe the bombard cannons, and if the bombard cannons are dead, best of luck pushing the towers. Jean-Bay still kind of catching the camels in the middle for Boo, who's had a lot to do because he's had to prop up both sides. And there's just so many freaking Jean-Bay. 108! 106. Sorry, I can't count. But 106. My God, man. That's crazy. He only has 66 vills and 19 trade. Oh, God. Steak went too far. He overcooked it. He's well done. He did take down the one tower, but another tower is going up from Siscon. Trade is now working to the north right now for pub. And they've got a lot of walls. And maybe full trash from Spanish is enough. Maybe Hussar and Halb is enough. Looks like all 3 DS players are going to focus in the north now. The camels are coming in from King Boo. King Boo to the rescue. He goes for it. He can take the bombard cannons here. He'll do that. At what cost is the question? I'd expect him to lose the majority of his camels here. It's funny. Stone Please has a big army here, but he's not actively fighting with it because he's actively fighting this. I mean, Pub has taken the population lead, guys. Is there a chance? They've held on to their trade corner. They're building the Caravanserais to increase their speed. If they could just have purple on Siege and Paladin too. It's just, like, if 100 Jean-Bays are not doing it, maybe the unit's just not good enough in post-imp. I had a game recently as well with this unit. It feels amazing in Castle Age and early imp, but against like really strong units, like Paladin or Servar, or in this case Imp Camel, it's kind of questionable. Yeah, the unique tech is in, so he has the 8 melee armor. Like, a heavy Cav Archer does what? 7+4 damage? But a Jean-Bay is 5+4. That's a pretty big jump. And I guess that's balanced by the fact that the very first attack for the Janbei has the additional arrows. But that's only that first attack. Trebs are here. Stoneplace is going to lose another castle. He's getting pushed back. This army probably needs to join the fight. The hero is still out there, contributing to these engagements, which you should be utilizing. But guys, it is 570 population. Pub have maybe found a combination that can work. Ooh, but I think this is really bad. I think I spoke too soon. I think these camels can kill the skirms and the bombard cannons. Yeah, this could be a big snowball right now, actually. Because if the bombard cannons die for Stake, all of his base dies. He needs those bombard cannons in the mix. Paladins are still making progress here, but they're probably just going to run into walls and castles, so they can't necessarily change the game. Yep. Castle down. Bombard towers going down, or guard towers. Still holding the line, though. Still is bombard cannons. Man, what a game. What's the KD T90? A lot to a lot. It's pretty crazy. Well, I'll show that at some point. Right now, I'm keeping an eye on the resources because some people are really at the limit. Oh, no, the trade! They cut a hole! Yeah, this might be the backbreaker. If they don't realize this, all their trade going down is going to be brutal. And Stoneplace continues to mass his units, continues to push right back. There's still no Paladin on that side. Here, I could toggle to the KD. There's Eco KD at least. There's regular KD if you want to see it. I mean, Stoneplace has a really healthy KD considering he's been up against a lot of gold units. He has had to get to 100 units to get there. Ooh, Camel's in the back here. Just clearing up a little bit of a trade rate as well. Still haven't noticed this. Maybe they did, actually, because Arbs are on the way back. Also, a few towers are being added. Thing is, if King Boo loses trade carts, though, he then can produce 30 camels, right? Because he's got that unique view. So that's not terrible. And the Spanish player is adding a lot more trade, too. Well, let's see. 80 units stacked up with a little bit of a meat shield. Massacring. That King Boo's going to be needed here as well. It is 230 army against 140 right now. Remember, they were down like 100 military before, and they were able to recover it, but I think things are a little bit different. At this stage, the other team has their trade set up. We've got freaking 15 bombard cannons from Syscon. So anything he attacks will just melt. And all the camels from Boo have to come this way to try and recover the hill. I think he's going to be found by Dragonstar in the middle here. Yeah, this is Regicide. So you could go for the players' kings. I think it's a little obvious because they have a lot of vision, but you could try it. See how much vision the DS team has. At any point you don't see an army in a normal area, you're probably going to notice it. But there was a little side attack down here. Halbs are going to get some nice hits in there. It's not bad. Okay. Arb's advancing forward. Maybe a little bit too far for Syscon. I don't know if he's realizing there's other towers there, but he's also microing his bombard cannons. And there are some Arbs in that castle there for Stake. Well, Stake's going to hop out the other side. Damn, dude. The bombard cannon arbalest battle on this side has been a joy to watch. Are they pushing here? I'm not sure. It looks promising, but now the camels arrive from Dragonstar. And then with the camels from Dragonstar, they probably hold this and they move this way. But I'm just telling you, man, like, if Stake can hold the line, I still think that Pub has the better units. I'm not on board with the Janbeis. Like, they've only been good because there's 100 of them. I'm not saying he needs to make something else per se, but I wouldn't mind some Halb. Just feels like Halb is so bad in team games. It's so brutal in team games because you go up against archers and you're completely useless. He's probably got to stay the course. Ooh, Mamelukes. Okay, Mamelukes are a nice mix because Halbs are out and the Mamelukes will shred the Halbs. Now we see the Mamelukes from the Saracens. Yep, and purple loses the Trebs. Purple will lose the push. Purple will probably lose these buildings. And now yellow's back in the middle. Oh, it's a lot of balls. Big bombard cannon mass here. 34 kills on these 8 bombards. Still just can't quite break this final castle here from Stake. The Stake massing his own bombard cannons. Yellow running through the middle. Stone pleases castles found it. Purple's kind of on his own right now, trickling a bunch of units into the army, waiting for that support. I think the way some of these walls are positioned has made it awkward. Also, is this intentional? Surely he just resent these, right? They should be pathing to the other market, right? Shouldn't his trade be going... Oh my god, purple doesn't have a market. Wait, no, purple does have a market down here. Huh? Where's the trade going? No, I think he's assuming the trade is going the full distance, guys. I don't know what's missing. Is he missing his own? He has a market here, and he has a market here. So, is it just he's missing a market there or something? Either way, his trade's not running the full distance, which is really bad. They are fast, though. Yeah, but it still should go... Like, he's trading to purple, so it still should go from this yellow market all the way to these purple markets. And he's assuming it's doing that when it's not. And he's not realizing. Not that he's really hurting for gold, but he could have a lot more gold, maybe. He's not targeting the right one? I mean, I don't know what he clicked, but from my understanding is if you trade from this market to this market, it should then go to your furthest market. Oh, wait, no, I'm dumb. It should go to their furthest market. Yeah. So he would need a yellow market here. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, it clicked. It has to go to his furthest market, and he doesn't have one there, yeah. So that's literally as far as it gets. We got there. Man, how much more gold could be getting? He's also not even running through the Caravanserai half the time. But they're too focused to notice that. I mean, considering the elo difference, I think it's fair to say that this is a must-win for Pub, right? Like, you win this game, massive momentum swing, and you actually start to believe in yourself. You go down 2 games, this is going to really hurt, man. I think Dragonstar's at the point where maybe he's overboomed. A lot of players might need to consider deleting some builds, deleting some trade to get more army. Not Stone Please. Stone Please has already been at 100 army average, but his 100 army is way worse. I think that Pub are going to do this. I think they're going to do it, honestly. I don't know how you stop the Mamelukes still. Maybe that's a problem. But if you patrol right through... Okay, they didn't fight. But yeah, like if you patrol through that and stack them on Mamelukes, I think you can compete. And I'm still got my concerns over Jean Bay in the late game. Seadram on this side would be so sick from purple. He's actually just queued up a bunch of petards and bombard cannons too. Like he's really sending it right now. Oh god, but they're moving here. Stake needs to hold. That's so many cannons. That is so many cannons from Sizka. My god, he takes down the castle finally. Also, the Imp Camels aren't really doing anything. They could actually run through this. Look, Dragonstar locked the gate. That's amazing. He realized that he was about to run in that gate and that the units would open it. Bombard Tower is now from Frangita as he tries to make some progress. Remember, the trade is right down there and the push continues. And oh man, King Boo is needed here. King Boo needs to be here now. All new production has to save them before it's too late, if it's not already too late. Honestly, argument to just delete this army. Because you need more army at home. Just get rid of this army, seriously. You need to save your team. Elephants. Interesting. Steak's going to try elephants. I don't think he has a lot of eco for it. And Boo can't really produce more camels until he loses these. So his Q is there, but he can't get production until he loses this army. It's actually not horrible to lose this army. And he's going to run away. It's such a weird scenario to tell someone to just lose 50 units, but I think that's best. Well, hold on. He's killing a lot of ARBs. He can't get to this Bombard Death Ball, though. This Bombard Death Ball is hilarious. 18 Bombard Cannons. My God. Camels from yellow make it in. Okay. So maybe get some trade kills. Trade is running right through there. That will command some type of response. Purple's making progress. Purple made it into the trade. Dragonstar's going to deal with that. So they got to deal with this as well. Red is holding. Pub can do this, man. Pub can do this. I'm telling you. Their unit queues salvageable. The army composition can only get stronger. You could have Spanish with more bombard towers, their own bombard cannons, conquistadors as well if the unit's like viable. They've held their trade. Yellow has realized it said some of his trade that way. The rest of the trade is still running to this market, whatever. But this is a big raid. And I think we just... It's clear to me if the army counts even, Pub wins. It's just the numbers of army we've seen on the other side that's made such a big difference. And still here, like, it's 100 army from Syscon. Problem is, you kill their trade, they just get more army. Syscon hasn't been able to go for the killer blow yet. He hasn't taken down these buildings. And here comes a big group of camels. I'm going to switch this to military mode real quick. Military, you've got a lot of military still in the back for Dragonstar. He's playing cleanup, right? And so he's not prepared to necessarily get here. That's not actually where King Boo's going to go, though. King Boo's going to go down here and try and support that area. What a game. Yeah, Lord says yellow's not using select all trade cards. I mean, I don't have a select all trade card hotkey. I didn't even know that was a thing. For him, he's just assuming, like we explained, that you have one market down here and all of his trade is running that way. It's honestly kind of worked out because he still has more than enough golds. So, you know, he hasn't realized he's lacking in that department. And Paladins are still killing trade down here. They're doing an awful lot of chasing, guys. The winds are shifting. The tides of the game are shifting. Because Steak is starting to rebound a little bit. I mean, the Jean Bays can't find a freaking option out of this fight. They're in such a bad spot. Oh! He can't out-APM himself out of this position. Oh, God! Camels and Paladins run in. Awful. King's in there, by the way. You probably don't go for the king. You just go for the units. It's just a nightmare. There's constantly pressure in their trade. There's always going to be Mamelukes walking on the edge of the map. Like, they just... It's such a mess. But as I say it, Dragonstar moves forward this way. A little bit of support for Syscon. 100 army for Syscon. Can the camels from Dragonstar make the difference here? No! Steak! Oh, my God. That was horrible. That was horrible. Oh, God. Overextended, looked away, misclicked. I don't know what it was. But they just need to hold the line because they're breaking the other side. Right? They are slowly breaking. This goes down and they're in consistently. They just cannot be broken here yet. And maybe they won't be. We got Yellow coming in with Siege Elephant support because he's got the resources to spare. Mamelukes are still just barely keeping that trade alive. What a game. Chat, who wins? Who wins the game? Is it going to be Pub? The underdogs. Pub. The fan favorite from at least everyone who's watching from the UK. Which analytics tell me is at least 6%. Or is it going to be DS, who have had the lead the whole game? But they haven't been able to apply the finishing blow to just get back to that trade. Guys, the towers are going down. Is this Pub's moment? Are they going to push this back? Look how fast the keeps are going to go down. That was such a big reason that Syscon was always in this spot. There are more. But my goodness, this is insane. Paladins, bombard cannons, trebuchets, all these buildings for Stone Please is going down. It's just a giant mess. He's got 100 army. That just doesn't seem like it's strong enough, like it's worth the pop. Look at the military difference, by the way. 270 military versus 150. And Pub are pushing. Elephants have been a nice addition here. Both the siege elephants and the battle elephants. Oh, come on, Steak. Get a big shot. You got some arbs wedged in there. Get a big shot with the bombards. Feels like Dragonstar is going to send everything here now. Like, you just have to, because they're losing too much grounds. Which leaves a little 1v1 down here. We do have Halb now for Stone Please. But pretty soon, Syscon could be wiped off the face of the map. Syscon doesn't actually have, like, much at home at all, by the way. Like, this is a large portion of his base that he built up forward. Just waiting for all that military to come forward. It just doesn't feel like there's 250 army for DS right now, because their army's just been so weak. It's not Stone Please's fault. I just don't think Wei are very pop efficient. Saracens are fine. Playing Arb and Bomber Cannon's fine, but even then, you know, the Poles didn't really have the elephants to switch to either. Now, DS lost enough trade. Their army count is going to be even higher. But losing the buildings is kind of critical here. A lot of camels just went down. Guys, I'm noticing something very bad. Very, 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 very bad. Two things for Boo. First off, he doesn't have a lot of camels in queue, right? Before, he had like 60 camels in queue all the time. Second, units are into the trade. This comes at the worst time. If he can't kill this, they're really compromised with their ability to push. And Dragonstar still got 50 Mamelukes in queue. And Dragonstar and Stone Please still holding the line. Like, Stone Please rewalling here at least is enough. I don't know. I think Imp Camel kills this. So I think it's actually not as bad as it could have been. And maybe Yellow looks back at his markets and Yellow realizes what he's been doing with the trade. Guys, that is a king. That is a king. That is a watchtower. Can Dragonstar get the king snipe? Will the castle save the day unbeknownst to King Boo? Or will this be tragedy? Dude, that's so close to going down. He's coming in. He's coming in with a hunting force. He definitely noticed that. He wants that king. Oh, God. Big armies over here. Bombard Cannon's getting sniped. Dragonstar's turned it up a notch. He's sniping the Bombard Cannons with the Mamelukes. And then you got Syscon as well, trying to hit some pretty epic attack rounds. Dragonstar's still running in. He's actually going to find the trade. They were doing so well. They were doing so well, but the trade is a GG move. He's not actually in Yellow's trade route, but he's going to be in the other trade routes. Oh, my God. Purple's petarding through. Oh, my God. He's through. And there's nothing here. They're both going to lose trade. This is crazy. Okay, the Imp Camels will clear this for Pub. King is still alive as well for Pub. Pub's still holding the line here. Paladins are into the trade. I'm sure Mamelukes or Halbs or something's going to have to come down here. Purple's petards have been sick. Also, this, guys, the little patrol stack directly where the trade cards go is awesome, so your units don't chase. It's really efficient. Look, we're going to attack here from Syscon. He's going to tell someone to run through, go into the trade that way. And all Steak's got to back up with his Arbalest here. He was rewalling that, actually. What a game. Bombard towers coming up from Fangita. If they fortify this, if they play in towards towers and castles in this corner, the trade's done. Mamelukes can't take down bombard towers. That's the key. Is to actually fortify there. What a great game. Keep an eye on the trade counts and keep an eye on the unit queues. For now, it's doable for Stone Please and team to queue up gold units. That might not continue to be the case. Look, they brought a lot of military here, and 3 Spanish bombard towers could be completed. Like, Boo is just at the limit, which would probably be so much better if his trade was running more efficiently. Like, he's even struggling for food. He doesn't have a lot of units queued at all. I think Steak is also at the limit. But luckily, a lot of the military for the enemy is here. And they've got to build new markets further back so their trade doesn't get fully disrupted. See if they can hold. Dragonstar's going to run through. Now he'll run past a bunch of towers, which will hopefully contribute. Steak drops a gate there to just affect the pathing a little bit. Syscon building up his force again, though. Where are they all taking wood? Wood's also a really good point to bring up. There's 100k wood. The majority of that wood's all through the middle. It's like Steak is taking wood here. You got a lot of the DS team taking the wood here. Purple's taking wood there. I mean, yeah, wood is definitely a concern at this rate. Boo needs to track this. Boo will track this. Boo will probably clear this. And Boo is a big army to maybe jump on the... I don't know if you can jump on 69 arbs. But, like, I think you might want to try it. Fangita's early Castle Age was very underwhelming. It was not really what... It was like his Paladin micro is in this very moment. Wasn't what you would want. But, you know, his strategic sense, his game planning, the petards to continually focus on the trade, the fact that he held on was all amazing. Guys, Dragonstar is moving. And I think... Oh, no. I think he is going for the king, for King Boo. He was there before. He was there. He took it halfway down. Well, no, he's going into the trade, which is also extremely effective because King Boo has just jumped on the arbs. It used to be 69 arbs. It's only 20 now. Holy, what a clear. They have to notice this. Kind of this next level thing, guys, about raiding trade. If you raid trade with very little, oftentimes they won't notice it. Now, that's not real advice. You probably should raid with as much as possible. But realistically, a tiny raid is sometimes unnoticeable. And a big raid, they notice right away. Yeah, he's clearing all the shit trade. But nope, it's been noticed by King Boo, who's an absolute maniac. You can't get anything past this guy. Wow. Game of the day. We cast 7 games between 2 of the top 5 teams in the world. We move on to these 2. This is the first real cast I've done, and it's the best game by far. Incredible players. They don't have as big a name, of course. So well played. There's no time limit or anything here, so you got to just play on until everyone's you know, dead. Boo will add a little bit more trade. You see some units here from Purple killing more trade. Can't wait to see the Eco KD later. And Steak and Boo are pushing right back against more fortifications from Syscon. Massive walls from Stone Please, though. They were able to keep some of their trade alive. They could take down these towers, and they could rebuild the markets. And he's omega walling this right now, just to try and keep these units out. Dude, I gotta check the Eco KD right now. Every time I look at a Purple Paladin, he's killing trade. Look at the Eco KD. 132 Eco kills for him. And I think the majority of that's on trade. It's pretty incredible. To me, guys, they need to focus on the northern corner as well. But I guess Syscon can't really push anymore. I don't know. It feels like Syscon's been in this state of just holding and waiting for the others to apply the killer blow. But it's not going to work. The arbs are gone. The arbs are gone. And these arbs are going to run in to snipe the cannons as well, which is maybe risky, but maybe worth it. Castle's down. Bombard Tower's coming up. Bombard Tower's still alive down here. New market's on the way to go be completed down there. Where's Dragonstar's Mamelukes at the moment? Dragonstar's got to get all his military here stat. I think it's all on the way. It's running from the south. It's going to meet to the north. Guys, if Mamelukes went for this king, I'm certain they'd kill it. Like, seriously don't know if he intentionally went there or what, but I think that they got to maybe make a play. Dragonstar's holding the gate open here. They need to kill this. Syscon's production buildings are gone. Like, Syscon needs more buildings now. It takes a lot of time, and in that time, the front of his whole base will be gone. They're pinging Pink's king. Interesting. Yeah, Dragonstar's signaling this. And I think... Oh, that means they're making a move. Oh, God. And he's definitely going here. Now, it's unfortunate because... Oh, look! And Purple sees it! Purple sees it! He sees the units moving. And he's running. I hope he runs into Yellow's tower. Okay, Yellow upgraded his tower, actually. Wow. That's amazing play overall, guys. To remember it's Regicide and have that as a win condition is sick. Nice quick walls from Purple to stop those units. King is on the move. They researched treason. Someone actually just researched treason, which would give the enemy team the noise. Meanwhile, Dragonstar's fighting back here. Yeah, they're looking for that thing. I never see treason researched in these situations. It never happens. And there's a signal from Boo. Boo's like pointing out the army. They need to be in a castle. And now Boo goes into the castle because they've been able to think about this and also research murder holes. So both the kings for Purple and for Yellow will be in that castle. And all the imp camels come home to come clear this. I mean, you got to defend your trade anyways. But that means that King Boo had a panic moment and he isn't exactly helping on the front anymore. And this gives momentum back to DS. Okay, there's treason again, and he's going to realize it's in the castle now. Red needs to get out of that tower, to be honest, and into a castle. But he doesn't have one. He doesn't actually have a castle anymore. There's no siege, right? I think Dragonstar is telling Stone Please to, like, bring all of his units. Red's on the move! Red's on the move! No, go back! Go back! Go back! Did you see that? He almost ran towards that castle because he knows he doesn't have one. Stay in your tower, my friend. Stay in your tower. Green's hunting them down. There's treason again. You can see treason had an effect right there. The Jean-Bays are on the way. Oh, King Boo cuts off the Mamelukes. Mamelukes can take down the tower. Red is running more. Oh my God, get in. Oh, you got to stay in that one, my friend. You can't move. You cannot move. Will they defeat him? Will they defeat him? Oh my God. Can they defeat him? Can they do it? How good are the Mamelukes? Can they do it? The king just needs to stay in there, and I don't think there's enough time. King survives. Wow. Dude, what's their heart rate like right now? Main fight's still happening. Are they calling it? They're calling it. They are tapping out. Pub will win the game after barely holding on there and saving their kings. What a win from Team Pub. What a game. That was a sick game, dude. That's what team games are all about. That was awesome. That was great. I just loved, like, there's a certain stage of the game that you draft for, right? And you pick civs based on the uber late game with Spanish because of the trade bonus and because of their bombard towers and because of their walls and because of their paladins, right? It wasn't so much the conquistadors. The conquistadors were the opening in this game, but also, like, certain players are just better at certain stage of the game. And Purple's a menace. Like, Fangita had a great game. The amount of times he was into the trade, the rebound that he was able to have with his own trade, the defense he had to play under so much pressure when it didn't look good was amazing. Boo had a great game as well. Guys, my capture age is bugged. I have a call with them. I can't lower this bar anymore because, again, it's bugged, unfortunately. But, yeah, here's the KD. Almost every single player killed 1,000 units that game. Incredible. 1-1 in the series. That might be its own individual game. But, man, for Dragonstar, maybe a little bit of regret. They've got to focus on the next game now. But when that was just a watchtower, you go back. Like, this was just a watchtower. And he was here at one point with a couple camels. If that was Mamelukes, King Boo's dead. And if King Boo's dead, because he made so many units and played so well this game, obviously, DarkSidE wins the game. So, but yeah, I really felt like it was nervous times for the pub team. And then eventually, when they weren't killed off, they really started to get into a groove there. It was really well played from everyone. Steak almost died. King Boo had to carry on both sides. And Fengita as well almost died and held on. In the end, I think this is the trade profit. And King Boo actually had more than anyone, despite having the problems with the shorter trade route. So apparently it wasn't that big of a deal. Maybe could have had more. But I think it honestly just it just came down to the right units. Like, 100 Jean Bays were just not good enough. They needed a stronger unit there. Tankier unit that did more damage, in my opinion. So, well played. GG. If this hits YouTube, we'll be moving on to another game, and the rest of the series will be on extras. So, check it out. All right, welcome in. We got frontline, and in this case, I think the frontline player for DS is going to go forward and Vil fight. So, we've got the Goths for Stone, please. He's up against Fangita, who's playing as the Teutons, which immediately makes me think Tower Rush. Weirdly enough, it wouldn't surprise me to see a TC drop at some point. But frontline players right next to each other. So many of these teams will try and have the front player be as annoying as possible, so the players behind them can follow up and go for some strong attacks. We have Muisca for Sizcon. We've got Slavs for Dragon Stars, so I'm kind of expecting scouts, maybe some archers. And Fengita is going to see the barracks and immediately Vil rush it down. Doesn't see all these Vils over on the other side. All hell's about to break loose. And I don't really know. Okay, he's walling in front of the barracks. But Stone Please is still coming this way. Over here, we got Ethiopians for Steak, who I think wants to go archers. And then over here, we got King Boo, who's playing as the Jertrins, who I would assume wants to go scouts. So that feels kind of meta. But here comes the pressure. And good luck taking your gold, my friends. Steak's going to have to run away, and his mining camp's just being clobbered right now. Such a funny meta, dude. But again, the logic is, if you affect two people with one player, your two beat their one, right? In terms of unaffected players. So all Stone Please wants is a reaction from two people, which he's getting. He doesn't have to win the game himself. That's for his teammates to do. Vil fights galore. Yellow's going to lose a Vil. Yellow's mining camp also isn't completed, so he can't click to feudal age yet if that's his plan. And Stone Please loses a Vil, but he'll take that trade. What is the build for Sizcon, by the way? Is he just going to go archers? It feels like he's just going to go archers. He's a pretty standard player. Man, I don't have the boxing villagers mod on. What's wrong with me? If someone reminds me, I'll have to add that. But we've got the emote at least. Earlier today, I was immediately a very big fan when LY was doing this and they had Lakesville fighting. And then my instincts were proven wrong that apparently this is bad because they just got clobbered. I still think this is really good. Like, my expectation now is that Steak is slower against the attack that's going to inevitably come from these two players. So, we'll see if I'm right on that. Steak is adding more Vils. He will push in a couple deer. We got a little bit of team walling here to work together. And King Boo is on the way up. King Boo has been unaffected by this pressure. He's Jertrins, faster attacking calves, so we'll have very, very strong scouts here, which I think is a good move. Militia are trying to run all the way around for Stone Please. Holy walls here from Fangita. And the militia and the villager, I mean, they might make it in towards King Boo a little bit. But it's just full send here from Stone Please. Doesn't even have a lumber camp yet. I like the walling. This is a Black Forest player thing where the person who's already taken Vil damage is the guy assigned to dealing with this pressure. I played in some BF tourneys, and that was like one of my big takeaways. Is you never, ever, ever let this pressure go to affect the other guy. So Red is the one to soak up the damage. Look, he's walling the whole team. Stone Please is building through the diagonal walls here, which is so dumb, by the way. In my opinion, if they can't patch this out, it shouldn't be allowed in tournaments. You shouldn't be able to build through someone else's wall. But that's a whole nother conversation. He's made his way through. And Fangita's going to come again and try and chase this down because he doesn't want yellow to do it. And here he goes. He's got enough villagers. And he's going to chase that down over here. This army still hasn't gone in. On the front, we've got double archery range from Sizcon. And behind this, we will have the stable from Dragonstar. So the army's coming, guys. And Stake isn't able to make army. Like, he's not in feudal age yet. So not being in feudal age means that it's going to be 2v1 for a little while here. And Dragonstar runs on in. Says, thank you very much. Snipes a villager. And Dragonstar, or rather Stone Please, tries to get away. Gets quick walled in. Will kill a villager and probably lose a couple in the process as well. Chat wants to Gamba. I think it might be a little too late for Gamba, guys. This map just started with immediate action. Mods were sleeping for a second. It's probably too late. Stone Please losing a lot of ills here. Double archer range for Stake. I think at a certain point of your Stone Please, you got to stop. Like, maybe now that your opponent's being aggressive, you don't, or your allies are being aggressive, you don't need to be doing this. But sometimes it feels like you're too committed to it, you know? And here come the scouts. This isn't walled yet for them. You might think he's fully walled, but he's not walled, and Dragonstar's going through. King Boo should spot this. And there's two walls he needs to get, unless he goes for a gate, and ooh, he didn't spot it. And he's going to try and get a quick wall there, but that's pretty rough for him. Dragonstar got here so quick, though, right? Very nice attack from Dragonstar. And now King Boo suddenly needs to react. And that's exactly what DS wants. I really like the archer range position from Sizcon, so we can always attack the front. And, oh, man, Sizcon is here. Red is trying to wall. Red's going to lose more vills. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, shoot. Everything's dying. They just got so much army, right? Now, yellow's the outlier because yellow got hit by the Vill Rush. It's not really his fault. It's just that Stone Please's Vill Rush was so good. He slowed yellow down. Yellow's got 6 archers, and green's going to have 11. And as long as they don't waste any army here, it's going to be an advantage for them. They might actually get boxed out, though. They might throw a little bit of army right now, because now green's in here, and green can't get out. So those archers can chase. Nice walling from red. And here... It's kind of funny. Red's got a random lumber camp here. Here, King Boo is chasing this down at least. So yeah, if they kill 4 archers for free, maybe it could swing. And oh no, there's a hole. There's a hole. Oh no. I didn't realize there was a hole there. Man, Red's playing a completely different Age of Empires than me. Is this even the same game? Dude is a maniac with the walls. Now all the armies are going to converge here. Dragonstar about to get armor. Bloodlines is on the way for King Boo. Both players will want to wait until those upgrades come in. Yeah, he's trying to get in and out of walls to, like, re-wall things. Like, right here, he deletes the wall so he could re-wall this real quick. I think as long as you wall the outside, it's a little bit more controllable right now. Stone Please is on the way into Feudal Age, which we should mention, even though I don't think will play a big role. And good micro so far from Sizcon. And Bloodlines is about to come in here for King Boo. That's perfect timing. That's perfect timing for Bloodlines. And Bloodlines is on the way for Dragonstar. And can they get a clear here? Oh, man, that's such a good fight for them. That's so good. Because if you clear the archers, the scouts for Pub are going to be better than the Slav scouts. It's just the Slav eco slightly better. They're back in it, guys. They're back in it with that fight. Archer count's similar. Scout count's similar. And now Stone Please tries to get a wall down here. Jurchen scouts are always going to win the engagement. DarkSidE. They might lose their home map. I don't know what the economies look like, right? The vills are pretty even. Red's still trying to build gates and stuff. Like, at a certain point, dude, you're just slowing down your team. But, okay, all right, he's making it work. Eventually, Stone Please was probably planning on coming into the game. I don't think you need to do anything now, except wall and maybe tower. If you get the Goths into boom later, they can be dangerous. I think the team wall is pretty much complete. There is actually a hole here, but who cares? Because all the army is flooding forward. You need full scout upgrades if you're either player right now. Archers need to be fully upgraded as well, which isn't the case right now for Syscon. He didn't get armor. I would always get it. It's not as helpful in Archer v Archer as it is with Skirm v Archer, but it still does help. Anything to change what a fight's going to look like, I think, is worthwhile here. We're also reaching the stage of the game where we might see someone use the market to try and click Castle Age faster. Sell your stone, buy some food, just the usual shenanigans. It's kind of weird they're going through the opponent's wall, but they're backing up for now. And they're signaling to the side. And this is actually already walled by Stone Please, which is kind of crazy. He's also Goths, but... yeah, they're not able to go that way, but they don't know it until now. So look, they're double checking. They'll see it. Both teams just wondering, how much are you going to commit to this? Castle Age is on the way for Syscon. Like King Boo probably going to click up to Castle Age shortly as well. Now his civilization doesn't get knights. So maybe that's why he's on stone. Maybe he wants to play iron pagodas instead. But basically after the Lykev upgrade, he's quite weak. Archers are still here. Scouts are here as well. Stone Please's walls have actually been insane. And big stone walls as well from Red. Such a unique player. Yeah, Stonewall here and Stonewall here, so this isn't a factor later on. And that's the best way to help the team right now. I don't mind that. But they are going to have to face the music down the middle, right? Like right here is still an area they can't necessarily wall up. Crazy. Kind of sucks for DarkSidE. Their forward player can't stonewall. Having the Goths on the front was good for the Vil War, but... I still think Stone Please has contributed enough, and I think dropping a castle on the front would be awesome. Mixing in a couple Huskarls is never going to be bad. I think even just the castle on the front is enough. Like, a castle here protects the stone, protects the gold, and then the enemy team can't pass easily, right? I didn't see the walls here, so they're not going to know that this is going to be completely walled on the sides. Fascinating stuff. What a series, guys. What a series, but what an important moment for DS, because they've got the upgrades much faster here. Not through Dragonstar, just through Syscon, but Syscon with a whole bunch of archers. University going up at home, so he'll go for ballistics. And he's marching in, and Red... Man, can this guy commit to walls. I have never been so impressed with a waller, except for the Legend of Wall or Fatslop. Top 3 waller right here. Crazy. Oh, God. Never mind. Top 10. Oh, no. He gets the quick wall. Top 3 again. He recovered himself. Just needed enough time for Steak to get his upgrades. And Steak's got his upgrades now. And Steak's Ethiopian, so his crossbows fire faster. I get Castle from Boo, though. So Boo's going to make Iron Pagodas. What an interesting unit. That's an expensive switch to have to get to a castle, though. When Dragonstar can produce out of like 2 or 3 stables right now. Stone Please will also mix in some Siege. It was going to be Monks, but he clicked too fast. Didn't finish the Monastery. And we'll see if this Siege Workshop even completes. Red's also going to go Siege and Monk on the front. I guess Monks don't really do that much if Teutons are on your team and there's conversion resistance. Kind of a tough choke point to engage into. Very close game. Very close game. This pub team is playing sick, dude. They're playing so good. The definition of an underrated team. Their 1v1 elo does not tell you everything about them and how well they are at this game. I think they also have really good roles, which is why they fit well, which is hard to do, right? Like, they're able to play very different styles that match the other. But DarkSidE, able to get a very nice engage. That was good micro from Dragonstar. Blocking off the light cav. And he knows his opponent can't make knights. Second TC for him, so he's booming with the fastest farming civ in the game. Siege and Monks are going to come a little bit behind this here for Stone, please. So they are going to make a push. Oh, man. More walls from Fangita, who isn't exactly booming. And I don't know if he's able to hold this position. He wasn't expecting the siege. Here's the pagodas. So Iron Pagodas, their gimmick is the first melee attack they block. So they don't take damage from the first melee. So very good in melee v melee engagements. Also attack very fast. They have more HP and they have more attack than a knight. So basically they are stronger than a knight. But there's 13 knights and there's only 8 Iron Pagodas right now. And a castle's going up. Oh, man. Can you complete that, though? Can Red just wall you... Red tries to wall it out. They're going to converge so they can complete this castle. And yeah, that castle's going to complete. Because the siege will go down. The armies have to back off. That castle going up is so important. I don't know about the fight. I don't know about the fight. I don't know about the fight. I can't tell. Pagodas seem to do really well in there. Castle's up behind. Red's losing a lot. Lots of pressure here on Team Pub. And yeah, they just can't push a castle, man. Crazy game. Also starting to notice the slight theme that is a stronger, an ever so slightly stronger economy for DarkSidE. Like, the skill is starting to make a difference. Whereas it's been all in for Stake. Just one town center. It's 2 town centers for SysCon. Lots of farming eco. We got 3 town centers for Dragonstar. Every TC's producing. Stone, please, even. 2 TCs. And he's applied the siege. And he's gone for the castle. They're just a step up right now. Randy, I think the initial plan of picking Teutons was to go for a TC drop on the front, but they just got so caught up in the Vil War, they couldn't really get to it. I didn't have time to talk about that, but that has to be it, right? Either Teutons or Persians. You probably don't want to waste Persians on the strat, but Teutons you can throw in the front position and consider it. Imp is on the way for Stake. Wow. And Redemption is in. And, ooh, 1 conversion happens on the siege. But that's always worth it, because if you get a conversion in these instances, you might flatten half the expos. Yeah, they're just going to back up. I think they're waiting for SysCon to click up. SysCon balancing out his resources a little bit. It's going to be full army from Boo and full army as well from Dragonstar in support. But the castle's so nice. What Imp gives you is it upgrades your range units. And in these types of games, which is essentially a 2v2, getting your archer player to Imp first means that you could win if the other person is stronger cav, right? Stone walls on the side here from SysCon, just in case. Signal from Stone, please. Over here. I don't know why. But pointing out maybe that there's some walls. Stake won't be able to make trebs, but he'll rely on bombard cannons. So he's got the siege workshops ready. It's a lot of close quarters fighting right now. Oh, monks getting a little close. 1 monk gets sniped. That micro's so good. Look at how many units are in one spot of the screen, man. What a shot from Stone, please, too. Oh, man. Castle from Red. All right. Well, you need some coverage here. Imp is on the way for Stake. Chemistry and Bracer's on the way. That castle will protect the bombard cannons. Oh, big raid in the back. Big raid in the back. Boo just got hit hard. I don't even know if he's fully noticed this. Yeah, it looks like he's noticed. He's sending units around. Nice raid there from Dragonstar. Dragonstar's got 28 knights. He's got 91 Vils, and Boo, after that raid, is down to 70. He was always behind, but that made things significantly worse. He's really split them up everywhere as well. There's still knights that Boo can't deal with. Boo's chasing so many different groups. It's also hitting Yellow's eco. Yellow's already behind Sizcon. Thing is, Sizcon Civ can't make bombard cannons, so you'd have to rely on Trebs, and he doesn't have a castle yet. And Dragonstar is going to go for another raid. So he's just avoiding the main fight, which is a good decision, because Castle Age versus Imp, you can't fight the ranged units anyways. And now Dragonstar is on the way to Imp. Oh, there's a hole here. Oh no, and the units are running around. That's not good. Maybe you trap them, though. Maybe you get a wall here. Ooh, nice little stack there from Boo. Yeah, Boo's not going to let him through. Actually, quick wallet here, and the units are trapped into your castle. They're probably looking at the Arbs over on the sides. Knights from Dragonstar are just passing. Is there not a hole here? No, no hole. Is Dragonstar about to lose his whole army right now? Is Dragonstar about to get trapped? Yeah. Yeah. Yikes. I mean, that's a pretty significant amount of knights right there. And he just ran in for a raid and didn't really get any. So the weird slalomy maze setup there from Red and team worked out. And Pub holds on. Yeah, the bomber cannons are ready to push this castle. Sizcon wants trebuchets so he can push. But he'll want to drop a castle down here. Boo is not up yet, which is a problem. I think Stake's going to basically have the full carry. I think Boo should try and do the same thing and try and raid. But how can you if this castle's here? If this castle goes down, you can then have access and you can run through. You can't do anything right now. You're kind of stuck. Dragonstar patrolling the sides a little bit. 51 Arbalest. With the best Arbalest Civ, arguably, in the game. Fastest firing, anyways, for Stake. And there's the Detonates upgrade for Dragonstar, who's had such a good carry roll. He's got 2 castles already. He could build more that are pretty cheap, and he's going to go for Elite Boyar. So Elite Boyar, full Imp upgrades against Boo, who's got just Castle Age Pagoda. It's going to be tough. I think they just wait for Elite Boyar, and then Dragonstar can engage. And they can maybe just try and clear this in one swing. Let's not forget the Goths are booming as well. So eventually Stone Please can make it to Imp. And Stone Please can come in with some big army numbers. I like the patience here. Because I thought Sizcon was going to build the castle and push. But I think they know now. They just kind of need to wait it out. And Yellow's the only one that poses a threat to them. So getting some techs, holding on, keeping this castle alive, and waiting for Dragonstar to come in. Red will get a couple more walls here. Honestly, if Stake lands the best bomber cannon shot of his life, he can 1v2 this. Let's see. This is your moment, Stake. This is your moment. Onto the Arbs. Kill the Arbs. Pagoda's coming in from the other side. That's not a bad spot. That is not a bad start to the engagement. And now you hit the Arbs with the bomber cannons. That's not a bad hold. And look, look at freaking Fangita in there. Bro is micring his heart out. Loses the bill, but dodged a bunch of shots and also had the gate foundation there. That's insane. He's doing what he can for the team. And it's actually contributing a lot, too. Like, these walls have been an absolute pain for the enemy team. Trade upgrades coming in. We're going to see trade added behind this for DS, which is always kind of weird on the map because it's not very efficient trade, but you do need to trade eventually. So they're getting prepped up for the Uber late game. Speaking of the Uber late game, shouldn't Dragonstar consider going Siege Onager? I guess it's not that stage of the game yet. This is good, though. Like, getting some raids down here. Moving away from this is maybe not too bad because they're just waiting for you in the choke point and you have a large enough army where you want the fights. Okay, King Boo needs to get Elite Iron Pagoda, which is on the way. Full Armor, which is also on the way. That'll take a little over a minute to be maxed out. 2 armies are running towards him. This should be the time for yellow to push, but every time he tries, Siscon's got a sneaky treb shot trying to hit those cannons. Red will lose the TC down here. I don't like that fight at all. Boo fighting right before his upgrades. I don't like it. But it's easy for us to tell. Okay, now is the lead at least. Armor's not in yet. Yellow's still hoping to push. Still struggling to be able to justify it. Might need yellow to turn around and come home, but you never really want to when you have an advantage. And they are kind of panicking here a little bit too. Dragonstar's maybe looking at the other armies. Okay, now can Boo clear this? Like, maybe Iron Pagodas are just so strong that they can clear this on their own, but that's so many arbs. And the Goths have yet to come into the game. It's going to happen. We haven't seen Stone Please since the setup, but he's got 150 villagers. And there go the Pagodas. They'll stack up all they like, but I think the Boyars, they just have so much armor. It's like a mounted Teutonic Knight, dude. They have 8+3 melee armor. So they just soak up so much damage. It's such a good meat shield for the Arbs. Siscon's still holding, and we see Elite Huskarl. There's going to be some Huskarls added into the mix, which is a nightmare for the Archer player. And, looks like it might be a rebound win for DarkSidE. Oh, man. Dragonstar threw over here. Over here as well. And red and yellow. Everyone's got eco over here. Dragonstar feasting. Dragonstar feasting. Castle went down, and a lot of units went down over here. But it doesn't matter, because Siscon's main army is still alive, and they're going to kill everything. Dude, that was a really good game. That was a really, really good game. I've loved this series. Well played. DarkSidE gets their bounce back after what could have been a little frustrating losing that previous game because they were ahead in so long. But Pub also reminds us just how solid they're playing. And maybe they'll bounce back. They got one more home map. And hopefully we get 5 games from this series. For me, it all goes back to Feudal. Dragonstar, or rather, sorry, Stone Please existed in this game to affect 2 people. He took red out of the game early. He took yellow out of the game, right? Sorry, taking yellow out of the game's an overstep. He affected yellow, right? He slowed yellow's build down. He made it so yellow couldn't make archers as fast. And Siscon and Dragonstar just had like free reign to do whatever they wanted the entire game. I think Pub did a good job to respond from that, but still it feels like the faster age ups and the really smooth play from Siscon. I mean, 2.6 KD was just incredible. Well played. All right, so we got the bunny version of migration. So they got the hares there for the food. Players start on the islands. And eventually, the goal is to control the land here. But there's so much water, and there's so much benefit to having the water because you can have so much eco there. Siscon's the Malians here at the flank. We've got Dragonstar as the Chinese pocket here. Actually, the bunny version of this map explains Chinese because you have so much fast food income right underneath your TC. You don't have near as much idle TC. If it was the deer version where you had to push a deer, we might not see it picked. Kind of interesting. Just because all the free food is there, it makes them much better. Stone Please is Armenians. Very good navy. Trying to push the hares, which you can only do so far. Over here, we've got Incas for Fingita, which I'm going to get back to in just a second. Then at the pocket, we got Stake playing as the Byzantines. And then we got the Vikings for Boo, the famous naval civ. So Vikings, pretty clearly, we're going to see lots of docks, lots of boats, right? Probably lots of galleys. Byzantines have the option, and I've seen a lot of people try going fast Imperial Age, which with the upgraded fires means they just win the water for their team. Problem is, with the fast imp, is if the other team takes full land and just like booms up, you might win the water, but eventually you just run out of resources. So I personally don't really like the fast imp 1TC approach with Byzantines. I wouldn't mind a bit of a boom, contest for map control into water later. But if you do it that approach, you might lose the stuff on the sides. So it's kind of tricky. Now, I don't think this is it, but there's this catalog of games in my brain that I'm always cycling through, right? And there's this one build. Now, this definitely isn't it, but screw it. I'm going to tell you anyways. I think it was in Nations Cup. And so somebody designed a build where they could go super fast feudal with basically none of their fish. And they would sail past with 2 galleys, past this guy, because the flank is supposed to block for the pocket. And you just go past, and then you snipe all the pocket's fish. It was a really cool build. It was like freaking 15 pop. It's horrible for your own eco, but it was kind of cool. Now, you're not going to see that ever, because you can now garrison fishing ships inside the dock, and the docks fire arrows, so it's like, you're always going to... all those super aggressive approaches are immediately out the window with the new meta. But yeah, it was crazy. Poxo knows. Yeah, it was Persians plus Dravidians combined to go for like some crazy 15 pop feudal or something. Like, this is fast, but this is nothing out of the ordinary from Stone, please. He's got 3 fishing ships. I'm sure he'll add in 4th, and then he'll add a couple more docks and probably go with galleys here. And I think we'll see the same from all the flanks. I don't think there's any big reason to really deviate from it. Yesterday, I got recommended a video of a team game from 6 years ago where MBL made you get all the relics for him and you had a super long game. I remember that game. I remember that game. Because MBL wasn't taking our opponents seriously. I was like, MBL, our opponents are really good. And he's like, nah, I don't know them, so they can't be good. I think he was Lithuanian, so I like spent the whole game trying to get him relics, and I was getting crushed, and I was almost dead. And I kept telling MBL I wanted to quit, and he was like, "No, we're not gonna lose. We're not gonna lose." An hour passes, we somehow came back and won. Yeah. He was mocking me. It was funny. It was not a fun game for me though. I was in pain the entire time. Like, I was so dead. I'm pretty sure I lost my whole base that game. Fun game. And we got docks here from SysCon. Lots of boats, lots of bells. Oh, yeah, and then I crashed at the end. True. At the very end, I crashed. We were still on voice. And then MBL had the win at 1v2. Oh, and then after I crashed is when he was really making fun of me, because I was no longer on voice to defend myself. Oh, yeah. Okay, it's coming back to me now. What's up, Spaz? I'm good, man. Thanks for being here. Watching a Migra game, the big thing to look for is what the pockets end up doing here. Like, will Dragonstar make ships to support? Will he end up dropping TCs? Will it be fast Imperial Age? Everyone else going for galleys. We actually have SysCon mixing in a couple fires here. Which, I mean, in 1v1s is really good, right? Someone opens galleys, you mix in fires now, it's much better. But a lot of players are just staying super hard committed on the fires. Or, sorry, onto the galleys. The players on the flanks, they're not going to move to the middle for a while because they're going to commit every single thing they have to Navy. And you have a lot of resources here for a while, right? The pocket player has some time. So the pocket player will be the player who's protected. And they might add the transport. In fact, they might even give a transport to the flank. And just transport for them later on. I think the logic is you try and get your opponent to blink. So you show 2 fires and you hope they add Hawks now so your galleys kill. I think that's the reason for this. I think once you get to enough galleys, like, these fires can't really get close, so... Like, SysCon just ends up moving forward anyways. And King Boo is just going to continue to mass galleys anyways. And galley wars will happen on both sides. Stone Please tried to be greedy and add fishing ships. And he sent the fishing ship forward. And now his galley overextends as well. That's really rough for Stone Please. He's going to lose 2 galleys. And he has added a fishing ship, which means he's already down in production. But he doesn't lose it. Ends up being fine. Transport ships still not in queue for any of the pockets. 17 fishing ships for Dragonstar. It's about to be 16 for Stake. Stake will be in Castle Age faster. And if he was going to contribute with Navy, this would be where he would be adding docks and adding fires. But he's not doing that yet. Remember, it's close to half off Imp for Byzantines, so... with that much food income he's already getting, it could easily be a fast imp approach. And yeah, Stone Please, I mean, he's a super aggressive player, but this is kind of brutal for him. He's lucky to have saved those galleys, to be honest. And Fire's not really contributing to the fights right now for Sizcon. I really like the situation for Pub right now. It's really close. Could swing either way. Population's very even, but we'll see what the castle age times end up looking like. Dragon Star adding some fires. I forget. Do the Chinese get dragon boats now as a separate ship, or is that just what their fast fire equivalent is? They definitely get like some type of like fire dragon boat thing, which are very strong. Okay, yeah, it's just their version of their fast fire upgrade. Got it. Which is quite nice because you could essentially streamline it so you can continue to produce the fires right now. But we don't have any fires being added by Stake. And no transport either. So I think this is fast imp, and then he's going to make fires. Crazy to me that he hasn't actually made any just yet. But yeah, University, Monastery, this will be fast imp. So both teams kind of the same strat, to be honest. I think Dragonstar, look, already sold his stone. Dragonstar really wants to click up. And Dragonstar getting his ship upgrade, and his food and gold's looking very, very, very tasty. I think this is still fine for King Boo as long as he doesn't overextend. Castle Age time will be identical to Sizcon's. Where this gets a little awkward is on this side right now. Because Dragonstar is contributing with a couple fires. Dragonstar's not sending any of those fires this way. He's sending it all down here. Yep, galleys patrol into each other. Now the fires come in, and with fires being in the mix, this gets a lot tougher. The thing is, you could just take down docks so fast with fires right now, it might actually be beneficial for Dragonstar to just do that. Look, because this is producing. Yep. Look how fast the docks go down. And demos suck, so no one will make a demo in these situations. Fires are really, really strong at the moment. Crazy how fast the docks go down. And I think that this is where Stake is going to have to send his fire support. He might consider going to the other side. But this is... Even just taking down the production from Purple puts him so much further behind Stone, please. So that dock's still producing. The fires are hoping to get on the other side here. Careening's on the way, so they'll have super high Pierce armor. And the upgrades can now come in for Vegeta, but everything is swarming onto his docks right now. He needs the support from Byzantines. He's about to be an imp faster, so this could swing back the other way if he gets to fast fire. But that's what? I think 2 docks down? This is actually the warship's upgrade, but I think the warship's upgrade will probably be fine. There's enough happening here where Dragonstar has to be careful. Other side, it looks even between these two. But, I mean, I don't think they're ever expecting the Chinese player to be imp. I will say Stone Please is still 40 seconds away from Castle Age. So, maybe Dragonstar has to fall the full way back until Stone Please gets his upgrades. Daniel, thanks for the 10 months, man. Thanks for linking the video as well. Thanks for watching today, guys. I know we've had a lot of lurkers today. I appreciate you. Thank you. I think right now the imp things are being clicked for Dragonstar. And both players have their heavy warships upgrade on the way, but Stake will have it about 30-40 seconds faster. Also grabbing siphons with that, which adds a charge attack to the fires. So many different things now you can do and tweak on water. Here we go. I mean, I don't know if Stone Please is really going to contribute much to this fight at all. Because he's up against fast fires from Byzantines. And we're about to watch these fires from Dragonstar completely change their graphic as they become the Dragon Boat. Voila. Dragon ship. They somehow magically have 7 oars rowing. Now, I've been told this boat is OP. I have not seen it against Byzantine fires, so we're about to find out. We got the fire canoes. That's what I'm going to call it. The fire canoes against the Byzantines. And oh my god, these things look insane. They do have one more attack. Let's double checking the armor and everything. It's really hard to tell, but oh my goodness. Horrible, 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 horrible for pub. Horrible for pub. There's just so many dragon boats. It's just, there's more. I can't compare the stats. I just know that there's more on this side. Now, there's also, that's because there's fires on this side from Stake. But with how fast we just saw the docks go down, Fangita needs to get out of here, dude. Run! I'd run with more than 6 vills, but you don't have time to think about it. And that is important here. Town centers have come up for King Boo in the middle. Town centers are coming up for Sizcon in the middle. And Dragonstar will bring... Dude, the dragon ships are just so fast. Look at them row. Zoom in. Crazy. I mean, the docks are just going to melt. Unless they can somehow engage here. And I don't think they can very easily. There's still 14 dragon boats. And I'm still only looking at 6 fires. The production's just not where it needs to be right now for Stake. But then again, this is good. And I think it's bad for Sizcon that some of his TCs are going to be ranged by this Navy, because that'll be compromised. And maybe if Sizcon gets wiped up, both players kind of lose a side. Last-ditch effort to get to the middle there from Fangita. Stone Please has also just come to the middle, so he's going to be doing the same. And all the fires from Stake seem to still be headed to the north right now. They seems to be accepting they're going to maybe lose the south, but that means Fangita will lose all the fish, maybe all the docks. They're just trying to do the same amount of damage in the north right now. No, the animated oars are rowing the correct way. This is perfect. But when they made this boat, they must have fired the oar guy, and then they made the new turtle ship with the new employee who, you know, clearly didn't have a good enough resume. All the moving oars are great. It's just the turtle ship that's weird. The people who are rowing the oars with the turtle ships look drunk. Man, these dragon ships are insane. I still can't tell if they're just that much better than a Byzantine fast fire, or if it's a tech he got, or if it's just been the numbers. Here, but like, look there. It doesn't look like they're taking much damage at all. But when I look at the stats, it looks very similar. So I don't even know, man. And it says there's one more attack at basically the same amount of HP. No one can really go Hawks because there's a lot of galleys out still. So Hawks are really no longer an option. Yellow did make it to the middle. Second and third town center come up there. The galley mass is getting kind of low for Sizcon, so maybe King Boo should consider a couple Hawks here. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Especially because things aren't going perfect over here. But, oh man, big play, big castle from Fangita in the middle. Right on the siege workshops and monasteries. From Stone Please, who's immediately making rams and warrior priests to try and push that. I mean, the fires and the longboats are still holding over here at Sizcon space. The problem is the main island of Stake is like completely surrounded. And 20 of his eco is still out here on water. And King Boo's eco is out here on water. And all that goes down. That's a problem. And Dragonstar dropping TCs, coming to the middle. And DarkSidE just have more eco. They have slightly more military. And it's not like they've completely forgotten about land. I'm not entirely sure, but I think if this is like 7 rams, this castle goes down. Fangita needs to wall this. Yeah, and now he sees. But, I mean, he's got some time here to mess with the pathing, and the Kameyuks... Dude, that's so funny. Best unit to have, because you have the one range. So you drop those walls, and your Kameyuks could still hit from distance. There are warrior priests here, though. I mean, do your best to hold there, I guess. Dragonstar clearing this up. Dragonstar still chasing down all the docks. Stake still trying to fight back. Rams are just so weak against buildings if there's any type of obstruction and melee units. And that's exactly what Fangita's added in here. His damage control is amazing. You can tell he plays a lot of like Black Forest and defensive maps. Castle needs to stay up though. Like, I'm not going to sit here and be impressed if this castle doesn't stay up. Castle has to stay up. And that's the difference between he and Stone Please. Like, Stone Please has relics around here. Like, this could be a real problem if this castle doesn't stay up. But he can't... It's blocked by a tree! It's blocked by a tree. He has to chop it, palisade it, and then he can get in to save the castle. I didn't realize that the tree was there. Is it not letting him build over it? Oh my god. That's it. That one ram is infinitely... I don't think he can build over it. Sometimes you can't. That's so frustrating. That is insane. He's stumped by a stump right now. He's going to drop another castle. He's like, screw it. I'll just take down the siege workshop. That castle's also going to be a problem for Stone Please. Who, you know, it feels like mentally maybe this has snowballed on him a little bit. I do think that this castle is going to stay up from Fangita, and he will eventually get to that ram. I think he would have built over it if he could, right? It just apparently isn't letting him. Okay, now he can take the ram. 2 castles there. Stone Please will drop a castle back here. Imp is going to be in for Syscon soon. And Imp for King Boo in 2 minutes, who still has a big navy over here. So if that navy can be upgraded, we maybe have a different game. Fangita is just locked into Cameo Castle Drop territory right now. Can't stop, won't stop for him, and he's going to keep pushing. Maybe giving his team a little bit of time. Big Navy's out still. Remember, there's whales on these versions, so you can be taking the gold. That right there is 1,000 gold that you can just take with the water if you're Stone Please. Yellow late with the expansion to the middle compared to Dragonstar, but he's working on it. And he's Byzantines, so he has options. He's dropping castles, dropping TCs. Here comes Fangita. Do or die, baby. Do or die. We're going to do. Or. And we're going to die. Warrior Priests are here. Chukunu are here. That's going to be an issue. And Chukunu don't even have fletching yet, but that's still scary enough. Dragonstar's just... He destroyed so many units this game with his fast imp. And he also has such a good economy, and now he's switching to land. He's just really, really, really good. That's really good balance. To be able to contribute on water and now be in a position to contribute on land when he is amazing. And he's got the highest pop in the game. And Syscon as well. Let's give him a shout out. 131 eco. Despite losing water. His economy looks insane. And he's already getting the upgrades for Cavalier. And he's already got Knights out as well. You know what this means? 3 more people in the UK are going to be at the pub. Going to the pub. Because I think they're about to lose this game. You'd hope so. You'd hope that pub would go to the pub and appreciate the games today. But there will be a second qualifier. Maybe they'll get immediately in to training on that. What you're saying is it's not coming home, T90? Not coming home yet. Not coming home yet. Not till the second quali. The second quali? Oh, baby. It's coming home. This will be 12 plus 7 attack once the Cavalier fully upgraded. Like, yes, Kameyuks are pretty good against Cavalier. You kind of need the economy to spam Kameyuks, and it's not really there. You don't need that much economy to spam Halbs as Byzantines. But I think against Chukunu, Halbs is not going to be the answer, and the Chukunu are already on the way. They're kind of exploding with map control right now. DS. Castles and siege and military units advancing forward. I think Stakes liking his chances to hold in this position, not realizing he's just going to get completely pushed from this position. The Navy's still out there, moving around for King Boo. And he does have Bracer now. Dragonstar is going to get to the other side with 6 Dragon Boats. And try and push that back. I mean, he might end up losing those boats in the end, but he's still producing more and he's still pushing the land, right? I think that's a Byzantine castle about to go down. He will take Sizcon's. Look at how the red and yellow trebs are lined up right here. That's what friendship looks like. That's what teamwork looks like. This is really funny. Yeah, but I think they're going to have to line up and move towards these bombard cannons. Because the bombard cannons and the trebs are about to take the castle down. And the Chukunu are about to get their imp upgrades. And it's about to be +7 attack on the Cavalier. Oh, no. He doesn't even have a Halb yet. No, get Halb. No Halb. Rip. Wouldn't have mattered anyways, to be fair. DarkSidE is step up. The most exciting game of the series was realistically the one that Pub clawed back after they were behind. Really fun set of games, though. Like, Pub's a really fun team to watch. I hope they play the second quali. I'm sure they have solid expectations to realize that there's some really elite teams, and qualifying for the main event might be a little bit of a stretch, but they're really fun to watch. They're really good players. But the elo doesn't lie for Dragonstar, Sizcon, and Stone, please. Good overall strategy. Really smooth play overall. And every player plays their role so well. In this game, the role from Dragonstar was pretty insane. The flanks just kind of had to hold the position. And he had crazy engagements. Just crazy engagements. 2-to-1 KD. He just stomped everyone he engaged into. Look at the KD there from Stake. I mean, that's the difference between Dragonstar and Stake's build there. I think the production, but also the boat they built up towards. And then also I really liked how Sizcon and Stoneplease played. Things got a little crazy for Stoneplease when he got castled, but still he had a big economy. And Sizcon had a ridiculous economy. Like, he was already planning for life without water for a long time there, so it's impressive. Sometimes when Sizcon plays, you're not really seeing him do too much because his army, he'll get to a state of the game. He's like, okay, I'm patient now. And he just like patrols here, which is what he was doing. And then you look at his base and his eco looks like this. And you look out here and his eco looks like this. And then he loses water. And it's like, wow, it's almost like it was all planned. Too many people are too busy with the fighting to ever balance out their economy. So well played to Sizcon.